The biggest lie told to most people is that kindness always returns kindness. It does not. The man who gives too freely ends up drained by those around him. He learns early through repeated betrayal that showing unlimited kindness invites attack rather than loyalty. The brain processes social reciprocity through powerful reward circuits. When someone gives without limits, others take advantage because their nervous system registers the free resource as something to exploit. The calculated man does something different. He gives with precision and guards what matters most. The brain hates uncertainty more than almost anything. When kindness comes without boundaries, people feel no pressure to return it. They simply consume. The calculated man creates boundaries that force others to earn what they receive. This shifts the entire dynamic. People assume being nice builds strong relationships. The opposite often happens. Unlimited niceness signals weakness. In dominance, hierarchies, humans respect controlled strength far more than open compassion. The man who masters this distinction keeps his power, while others lose theirs through endless giving. The dorsal anterior cingulate cortex fires during social rejection the same way it does for physical pain. When a kind person gets used and then discarded, this region creates deep discomfort. Most people respond by giving even more to fix the pain. The intelligent man uses that same pain as a signal to tighten his boundaries. He withholds future access. This creates scarcity around his resources and attention. Consider what happens in everyday interactions. A co-worker asks for repeated favors. The overly kind person says yes every time. The calculated man says yes only when it serves a larger purpose. He notes who asks without offering anything back. Like when someone borrows money and forgets to repay while expecting more help, the calculated man stops the flow. That single act of controlled withholding plants doubt in the taker. Their brain starts calculating future costs. Strategic withholding triggers loss aversion. Humans feel losses twice as strongly as gains. When the flow of easy kindness suddenly stops, the other person feels a sharp potential loss. They begin to chase the previous level of access. The power has already flipped. This pattern repeats in friendships and closer relationships. The person who gives warmth without limits gets drained until nothing remains. The calculated man offers warmth but keeps his core fire guarded. He decides exactly how much to release and when. Others sense this control and treat him with more respect. The Zeigarnic effect makes unfinished exchanges stick in memory. When kindness gets cut off midstream, the other person cannot stop thinking about it. The calculated man becomes that unfinished business. Their attention flows toward him while he directs his own attention toward better opportunities. In status hierarchies, this matters even more. Evolutionary psychology shows that groups reward those who demonstrate resource control. Unlimited giving signals low status. Controlled giving signals high status. The man who understands this moves differently through the world. He helps selectively. He withdraws selectively. Both actions serve his position. Look at how people respond to boundaries. Psychological reactance pushes them to test limits. The overly kind person never sets limits, so others keep pushing. The calculated man sets clear limits early. Each test that fails weakens the other person's leverage. Over time, they learn that access to him must be earned. Attention functions as currency in every social exchange. Every act of blind kindness spends that currency freely. The calculated man invests it. He gives only when the return builds his position. This creates an asymmetry. Others invest their attention trying to regain his favor while he remains detached and observant. Real situations show this clearly. A friend constantly vents problems but offers nothing in return. The kind person listens for hours. The calculated man listens once, offers limited advice, then redirects. When the friend pushes for more, he becomes unavailable. The friend now feels the absence. Their own mind fills the silence with questions about what changed. Scarcity principle strengthens this effect. Humans value what feels rare. Unlimited kindness feels common and cheap. Guarded kindness feels valuable. The man who rations his support makes each instance carry weight. Others compete for it. They adjust their behavior to earn continued access. Intermittent reinforcement explains why this works on the human nervous system. Unpredictable rewards create stronger addiction than constant ones. The calculated man gives support at irregular intervals that serve him. The other person stays engaged, trying to figure out the pattern. This keeps them off balance while he maintains full control. The shadow self plays a key role here. Most people deny their capacity for calculated withholding because it feels cold. The intelligent man integrates it. He accepts that pure kindness without strength turns a person into prey. This acceptance frees him to act with precision rather than guilt. In professional environments, this distinction decides outcomes. The employee who says yes to every request burns out and gets passed over. The one who selects projects and protects his time gains reputation for value. Managers notice the difference. Resources flow toward controlled value rather than open availability. Time reveals the true cost of naive kindness. The person who gives without strategy creates a trail of people who expect more. When he finally sets a boundary, resentment follows. The calculated man sets expectations from the first interaction. No resentment builds because the rules stay consistent. Uncertainty aversion drives much of human behavior. When kindness has no clear limits, others test endlessly. When kindness operates under known rules, others adapt to those rules. The calculated man defines the rules. This gives him authority in every exchange. Consider family dynamics. Relatives who take advantage of generous members often drain them completely. The calculated family member helps with specific boundaries. He supports growth rather than dependency. When someone crosses the line, he enforces consequences calmly. Relationships become healthier because exploitation stops. The prefrontal cortex governs impulse control and long-term planning. Those who master it use kindness as a tool rather than a reflex. Each deliberate choice to withhold strengthens this brain region. Each time they avoid emotional giving, they preserve resources for better uses. This approach creates a different presence. Others feel the guarded nature even without direct evidence. They become more careful around him. They offer more value before asking for anything. The dynamic shifts in his favor without any open conflict. Power structures reward this pattern across history. Those who maintained control gave strategically while protecting their core. Those who gave freely lost position and influence. The pattern holds today in business, politics, and personal circles. The deeper mechanism involves dominance hierarchies. Visible weakness through overgiving lowers status. Visible control through guarded giving raises status. The nervous system of others registers this status difference automatically. They defer more readily to the guarded man. Loss aversion compounds over multiple interactions. Each withheld favor reminds others of what they no longer receive freely. The accumulated effect creates strong motivation to maintain good terms. The calculated man never needs to demand respect. The system he built demands it for him. In romantic contexts, this principle operates powerfully. The partner who gives everything immediately loses mystery and leverage. The one who shares warmth while maintaining independence keeps attraction alive. Boundaries create desire. Unlimited access creates complacency. The brain's reward circuits respond strongly to earned outcomes. When support must be earned, each positive exchange carries more weight. The calculated man designs exchanges where others invest first. This builds genuine investment rather than entitlement. Strategic silence after giving creates powerful effects. After offering help, the calculated man observes what comes back. If nothing returns, he adjusts future behavior. The other person senses the evaluation and often increases their effort to stay in favor. This creates a self-reinforcing cycle. Others work harder to maintain access. The calculated man expends less energy while gaining more value. The imbalance grows naturally over time. Understanding these mechanisms changes how interactions unfold. The man who once gave blindly now selects carefully. He watches patterns. He notes who reciprocates and who exploits. His decisions become sharper with each observation. The ultimate difference appears in long-term outcomes. The naive giver ends up resentful and depleted. The calculated man ends up respected and resourced. He maintained his fire while others burned theirs out, trying to take from him. Beyond single relationships, this principle shapes entire networks. Those who guard their value attract high-quality connections. Those who give freely attract takers. The network itself begins to reflect the strategy. The psychology of reciprocity gets weaponized here. True reciprocity requires balance. The calculated man enforces balance by withdrawing when it breaks. This forces others into fairer exchanges or removes them from his circle. Emotional starvation through controlled withdrawal proves especially effective. The brain craves consistency in social rewards. When that consistency gets interrupted strategically, fixation develops. The other person focuses more on regaining favor. This fixation gives the calculated man options. He can redirect their energy, extract value, or simply maintain distance. The choice always remains his. Real-world business partnerships demonstrate this clearly. The partner who overinvests emotionally or financially without protections gets squeezed. The one who structures agreements with clear boundaries and exit options maintains power. When problems arise, he negotiates from strength rather than desperation. Personal growth follows the same rule. The man who learns to guard his kindness develops stronger self-respect. He values his time and energy more highly. Others sense this increased self-value and treat him accordingly. The pattern extends to self-treatment. Many people show unlimited kindness to others while neglecting themselves. The calculated man applies boundaries inward first. He protects his own peace before offering to others. This creates a stable foundation for all external exchanges. Over months and years, the advantages compound dramatically. While others exhaust themselves maintaining too many draining connections, he operates with focus and reserves. His capacity for meaningful impact grows, while theirs shrinks. The uncomfortable truth sits at the center of all these mechanisms. Kindness without strength serves no one well. It creates dependency, resentment, and eventual collapse. Strength with strategic kindness creates respect, balance, and lasting advantage. Most people never make this shift. They cling to the childhood lesson that niceness guarantees return. They repeat the cycle of giving and losing until exhaustion forces change. The intelligent man makes the shift early. He studies the patterns. He adjusts his approach. He builds power through control. This control does not mean cold isolation. It means deliberate warmth within protected limits. He helps others succeed when it aligns with his goals. He withdraws when it does not. The selectivity itself becomes a form of wisdom. In group settings, this selectivity stands out. Others notice who receives his support and who does not. They adjust their behavior to enter the favored group. Social proof reinforces his position further. The nervous system of those around him stays slightly on edge in a productive way. They never take his kindness for granted. Each positive interaction carries value because it could end. This keeps relationships dynamic rather than stagnant. Time becomes his strongest ally. While naive kindness creates immediate but shallow bonds, calculated kindness creates deeper bonds over time. Investment from both sides builds trust that survives challenges. The final layer reveals why this matters so deeply. In a world driven by advantage rather than fairness, control determines outcomes. The man who masters control over his kindness masters a primary lever of power. He moves through life with options others can only envy. Never confuse open giving with true strength again. The world does not reward unlimited kindness. It rewards those who understand its proper use. The difference decides who ends up drained and who ends up dominant. The calculated path protects the fire while still offering warmth. Most never learn this. They bleed in front of wolves and wonder why nothing returns. The intelligent man guards what matters and decides exactly when and how to share. That decision changes everything that follows.